caught in the crossfire. It's caught in the
What's up, guys? Lance the Obscure Movie Guy coming to you once again with another fun-filled, fact-filled video that you probably won't care about, but we're going to do it anyways, trying to change the world one post at a time. Today's video is done in partnership with the B-Stream, and if you're not familiar with the B-Stream, well, you should go to thebstream.com and check them out and get familiar. They specialize in all things B-movies, whether it be B-horror, B-comedy, B-action. The B-Stream has you covered. Has you covered with original content, exclusive content, and they're dropping new movies all the time. So go to thebstream.com, use Joe Bob in all caps as a promo code to get 50% off your annual subscription, and sign up today. Now let's dive into today's video, which is streaming exclusively on the B-Stream for the next 90 days. Today we're talking about The Slasher Nurse.
What do we got, Rudy?
Morning.
I've been informed one of your patients has gone missing. Piper High's supposed to be a vegetable. You tell me she escaped?
Piper. Oh my god! What, do you have a hole in your brain or something?
Who's that? Are you fucking kidding me?
He's hurting!
Nice dress.
This story unfolds.
The Slasher Nurse is a 2025 film that was written and directed by David Kerr. It is a remake of Slasher 15 Productions' short Slasher Nurse. It stars Diana Prince, Ariana Harris, Felissa Rose, Brian Bremer, Shonda Rawlings, and Michael McGlynn. The Slasher Nurse tells the tale of a group of friends that are partying at a cabin one night when a prank goes wrong and it leaves one person dead and another one institutionalized from the trauma. 20 years later, we find another group of friends partying at the same cabin, unaware that that psychiatric patient has escaped and is hell-bent on revenge. Now, while The Slasher Nurse is a pretty basic plot and a remake of the short Slasher Nurse, there's not a whole lot of story beyond that. We do get the background story of the characters and what happened to them long ago, and the psychiatric patient which escapes, hell-bent on exacting the revenge on the people that did her wrong 20 years ago. Also, killing people in the way. Now, what it lacks in story, the story is not bad, it's just there's not a whole lot of substance to it. It's a pretty formulaic type of revenge type thriller. But what it lacks in story, it more than makes up for with the actual nurse itself and the horror aspects of the film. The Slasher Nurse has got some amazing special effects and some very gruesome kills, and the kills are each and unique to themselves. One kill is not like another, which is kind of cool. And the special effects, they're pretty top-notch. In fact, there's a couple of scenes that I would say rival some of the special effects seen in the Terrifier franchise. In particular, there's a bed scene in which somebody is killed that is absolutely brutal and very, very real looking. And that was a that was a very intense scene, and that one definitely rivaled some of the stuff you would see in the Terrifier franchise. So props to them on that. So what it lacks in this story, which, like I said, it's not a bad story. There's not a whole lot of substance. It more than makes up for with the kills and the special effects. And I do like the idea that they did kind of come up with a semi-unique slasher antagonist in the Slasher Nurse. And like any good slasher film, you have to have a killer that has a knife and has a mask. They pulled this off with The Slasher Nurse. And the production quality is very good with this film. There's no qualms as far as the cinematography, the videography, audio, which I usually have. It's usually one of my pet peeves. There's no audio issues. The acting is pretty well done. It's got a very good cast. I've corresponded with some of these people. I've met Michael McGlynn, very nice guy. So, I mean, from a fundamental standpoint, the movie checks out. The lighting is good. The kills are amazing. The special effects are off the wall. The acting is decent. Cinematography is good. All of that stuff checks out. So, from a fundamental standpoint, a very solid film. And realistically, I don't have a whole lot of qualms with this film. It's a very, very good slasher flick. And I wasn't knocking the film for its lack of substance in the story. There is enough of a story there to work with. It's just there's not a lot of subtext within the film itself. One of the things I would say that the film lacks is in between the kills, there are some lulls in the story. And then things typically ramp up really quick and really violently with the kills. The other thing that I would say, and this isn't a knock against any of the actual acting, I don't know if this was designed this way or not, but some of the characters, some of the interactions between the characters when they're not being killed is fairly comedic, almost horror comedy-esque, but it doesn't necessarily flow well with the tone of the film. So it goes from semi-comedic camaraderie between some of the characters to full-on Terrifier gore relatively quickly, but it doesn't necessarily mesh together particularly well in some of those scenes. But realistically, the scenes themselves, if you dissect them a little bit, the camaraderie between the characters is actually pretty good. There's very good on-screen chemistry with all of the characters involved. It's just a weird tone to the film. The film itself is very dark, and the slasher nurse is also very dark. The only thing I would say, and I know I'm kind of comparing this to Terrifier a lot, but I think it works well with Terrifier because Art the Clown is in fact a clown and he himself does comedic things, so it kind of goes along with that tone. Whereas the slasher nurse is really just hell-bent on exacting her revenge on anybody and everybody that stands in her way, and it's a very dark tone, so the comedy doesn't come off particularly well. And it may not be that it was supposed to be comedic bits in the film. They just kind of were presented that way. But other than that, I mean, realistically, this is a very solid slasher. It's a very, very good film, and it is the remake that nobody knew that they needed because not a lot of people saw the short Slasher Nurse. I know that I haven't. I only found out about it reading through some of the stuff. Now, I've gone back and tried to find the short, but for people that have seen the short and for the people that were involved with the Slasher Nurse and got to see early screenings of it or at the film festival runs, it does have a small cult following, and they all said the same thing. They didn't know it was the remake that they wanted or needed, but they got it, and they're enjoying it. So props to them for taking and this is really good, honestly, indie filmmaking. A lot of good indie films start off as shorts. Again, with the Terrifier franchise, Art the Clown started off as All Hallows Eve as a short and turned it into this franchise. Slasher Nurse kind of follows those same footsteps. It started off as Slasher Nurse, the horror short, and it is now transformed into a full-length feature film with absolutely the possibility of continuing the storyline, and I hope that they do. David Kerr did a really good job coming up with, I don't want to say it's an original idea because most slashers aren't original ideas at this point, but he did come up with a good original type slasher antagonist in this Slasher Nurse. So I would like to see this story continue. I think they did a good job with some solid framework to really push this to the next level in coming films. I hope that they continue with this storyline. Now, I did mention at the promo part of this film to use Joe Bob in all caps as a promo code for signing up with the B Stream, and I did that for two reasons. One, right now this film came out last Friday here in March on the B Stream, and it is going to be streaming exclusively on the B Stream for the next 3 months. So if you want to watch it early, go sign up for the B Stream and use Joe Bob as your promo code in all caps. We did Joe Bob simply because we wanted to honor Joe Bob with his cancellation of his show on Shudder. But not only that, but Diana Prince is Darcy the Mail Girl on Joe Bob's Drive-In Theater. So a little nod to her as well and her character with Joe Bob. So again, Go to thebstream.com, sign up for your annual subscription, and use Joe Bob in all caps for 50% off that annual subscription. Be sure to sign up today. All in all, if you like slasher horror flicks and you like blood and gore and special effects, this is a really, really good film to watch. The Slasher Nurse, I feel like, is going to be, it's right on the brink of becoming something that could be a potential, another franchise like the Terrifier if they continue the trajectory that they're doing. They had a really solid cast, they had amazing special effects, they've got a really good antagonist, and I think David Kerr did a really good job putting this together. And like I said, piggybacking off of the short that he previously made. So guys, sign up for the B Stream. Go check out the Slasher Nurse. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and comment to my YouTube channel. Check me out on Facebook and Instagram. I'll see everybody in the next video.